Pop quiz, hot shot, your favorite action film of all time gets a 4K release. What do you do? What do you do? You review it. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel. I'm Ken, here today to review the 4K edition of 1994's Speed, put out by 20th Century Studios and Disney. So this is the 1994 action extravaganza starring Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock, Dennis Hopper, Jeff Daniels, and directed by John DeMont. So I'm super excited to get into this film and break it all down for you by just my thoughts on the film, the transfer itself, the audio, the special features, the packaging. But before I do that, I want to ask that if you are not yet a subscriber of the Mid-Level Media channel, go ahead and smash that subscribe button for more great content. I do all kinds of content on this channel, mostly centered around the world of physical media, Blu-rays, 4Ks. I also do some movies and entertainment stuff as well, but definitely hit that subscribe button for more great content. And also be sure to like this video, guys. Every single like will help this video move up those YouTube algorithms, and I would definitely appreciate it. And also be sure to comment your thoughts on the film Speed in the comment section below. Did you pick it up this week? This is a brand new release. Did you go out to your Best Buys, your Walmarts, your Targets, and snatch this up right away? Let me know in that comment section below. So let's get into this movie, guys. So this movie is from 1994 and basically tells the story of Keanu Reeves, who is kind of a rookie cop, but has been around for a little bit. He's working with Jeff Daniels, who's kind of like the veteran. They're on the police force, kind of the bomb squad section of that. And basically what happens is a madman, former cop played by Dennis Hopper, who feels like he has been wronged by the police force, puts a bomb on a bus. And when the bomb goes over 50, it activates. When it drops below 50, it explodes. So just a really good, inventive, creative story in this one. I know a lot of people will say this is basically Die Hard on a bus. And, you know, the Die Hard kind of set that template for this type of action movie that would kind of carry the genre through the 90s. But I still think that this movie is creative and inventive enough in its own right to be distinctive from a Die Hard film. And it's certainly one of my favorite action films of all time. This is one that I remember watching so many times when I was a kid. I probably watched this movie like 50 to 60 times. It was like this and Broken Arrow with John Travolta and Christian Slater were like my two favorite action films when I was a kid. But I definitely probably watched this one more. I just loved it. It's just full of great action, great characters, great moments, great set piece moments. I love how this film is divided into kind of like a 3-act set piece structure. So in the beginning, you have the elevator sequence where they have to save everybody from the elevator. And then you have the bus sequence, which is kind of the main meat of the story. And then you have a subway sequence at the end. So, and they're all involving Dennis Hopper, Keanu Reeves, Jeff Daniels, and kind of their little cat and mouse game, and them trying to catch this terrorist before he sets off all of the bombs. It does get a little bit ridiculous how he keeps getting away, and it feels like 2 hours later he's got a bomb set up on something else, and it's like, how would you have the time to do this? But it's Dennis Hopper, and he's incredible. And this is probably my first Keanu Reeves movie, or at least the first I remember seeing. I wasn't ever a huge Bill and Ted fan growing up, and maybe I saw him in Parenthood first, but yeah, this was definitely among the first Keanu Reeves films I really saw of him, and I think he's fantastic in this. A lot of people will say that Keanu Reeves isn't a great actor. He plays everything pretty one note, pretty monotone, but I think that's just a part of his charm and charisma, and he just has such a confidence and swagger in this role. I just love his character. Like, he knows his shit, he knows what he's doing. He is a rookie cop. He's not afraid to get out there and make mistakes in order to achieve his goal and what he's trying to do. There's the whole shoot the hostage moment that they kind of play through the rest of the film. Then you got Sandra Bullock, who is in the very early part of her career, and I always knew Sandra Bullock as being like an action star, because this movie and Demolition Man, which came out 1 year previous in 1993, were probably my first two movies with her in it. So I never really saw Sandra Bullock as like the romantic comedy, love story type actress that she would become probably in the mid to late 90s. I just think it's super cool that she kind of started her career more so in the action genre. And I always compared her when I was younger to that of Linda Hamilton in Terminator. I thought she struck that level of badassness, because she is really good in this movie at kind of holding her own. You know, she's the bus driver. She's the one that's really pulling off a lot of these stunts, a lot of these extraordinary feats throughout the film, and she holds her own. She has such a confidence to her character. You know, she gets scared, but she always pulls through and displays a level of heroism that you rarely saw in this time from female performers. So it's actually pretty cool. And yeah, she's just badass in her own right in this movie. I think she's great, and just a great co-lead to Keanu. I think they have really good chemistry together in this film. You know, then you got Dennis Hopper as the villain, and you know, he's a very one-dimensional villain. There's not a whole lot of layers to him. You know, he felt like he was wronged by the police force. He's a former cop that didn't get his pension, and he's kind of wanting to get money out of them. He's maniacal. He's a madman. It's very one note. There's just not a lot to his character, but Dennis Hopper is great. He kind of made a career out of playing these kind of psychotic villains in the 80s and the 90s. You've got Blue Velvet, you've got Waterworld, just a ton of movies that he played the villain in, and he's fantastic in this film. He's got a lot of really memorable, quotable lines that you can pull from, and yeah, I think he's great. And I love Jeff Daniels in this role as well, as the kind of the veteran cop that's trying to show Keanu the ropes and trying to show him how to succeed, but Keanu doesn't always want to listen. I love their interplay together. I think they have really great chemistry as well. The only thing that I'll say, and this might be my one big negative, is there's something that happens to Jeff Daniels in the film. Again, I don't want to spoil. This is a 26-year-old movie, but if you haven't seen it, I know it's coming out, a lot of people are picking it up, but something happens to Jeff Daniels, and I feel like they gloss over that just a little bit too quick. So that's all I'll say. But otherwise, guys, this is just such a great 90s action flick. This is one of my favorite films of all time, and I'm so glad that it finally got this 4K release and transfer. So as for a movie, guys, I got to go pretty high. I would give this a 4 out of 5. It's not a perfect film, like you would say, but it's just one of my favorite action films that I remember, and it's super nostalgic for me to be able to go back and rewatch this one. So just getting into the packaging on this one, you know, I know a lot of people aren't too high on the Disney packaging, how they have this kind of gold banner at the bottom, and their slipcovers are kind of curved. I don't really mind it that much. I think this is a really nice slipcover. I love the bus image on there, and I actually preferred this over the Steelbook. So I know a lot of people got the Steelbook, and I like this one quite a bit better. I like the artwork. I like the bus. I like how it's kind of tilted to the side, and you got the speed right there. So I actually think this is a pretty cool on the cover. But other than that, it's pretty standard. I mean, it's just a pretty standard 4K release. You know, inside, you know, you got some artwork, so that's cool. So the packaging to me it's okay. You know, I don't have a problem with the Disney 4K slipcovers, not as much as I do with like Universal. But getting into the transfer, guys, I've heard some negative things about them. Not really negative, but a lot of people didn't think that this was worth it. So the last time I watched this film was on Blu-ray, probably, I don't know, 3 to 4 years ago. I bought this Deadpool slipcover at Walmart. So I did watch this. This is the 20th anniversary. A lot of people didn't really see the difference between the two. Now, I can't say that I went back and watched this Blu-ray, because I did not. I don't want to mislead anybody here. So, but I just think that for my money, I felt like the transfer was actually worth the upgrade. Like, I felt like it was very noticeable. There's a lot of details. There's a lot of really vivid colors. So I think the color grading is really good, really well done. I noticed like when the buses would explode, when that big bus explodes in the beginning, when the bus explodes at the end, runs into the airplane, the colors, the explosions just look so vivid and look so crystal clear and good. So I thought that the transfer was absolutely worth the upgrade. But again, that's just my opinion in the way that I saw it. As for the audio, there's no Dolby Atmos, so I know some people will probably be a little disappointed in that, but there is a DTS 5.1 master audio sounds. To me, crystal clear, crisp. I thought the audio was super awesome. So especially in the beginning with the elevator sequences, you can hear all the clanging and the banging. I thought it sounds super crystal clear and awesome. So as for the special features, that's kind of also not a negative, but again, I'm noticing with a lot of these 4K releases that they're not including anything new, and I wish that they would. I wish that because you know that Keanu would have came back and did some kind of an interview, Jeff Daniels, Dennis Hopper, like would have come back and done some kind of new interview. So I wish they would have got some new interviews, but we got pretty much the same special features that are on the Blu-ray disc. So really nothing new. There was a documentary on the making of Speed that looked like it was like 25 years old. It looked like they actually filmed it on set. So nothing new, and I imagine most of those special features were probably with the DVD release. So I wish there would have been something new, so I got to knock it down just a little bit for that. But at the end of the day, guys, as far as a score for this, this is 25 bucks right now on Amazon. You can pick this up in your Best Buys, your Walmarts, your Targets, as long as they haven't run out of the stock. I gotta recommend that you buy this one now. This is a high recommendation for me. It's just one of my favorite action films. I think it looks great in 4K. I think the sound is awesome. The packaging is really good. I love this slipcover. The only thing that I can look at towards it is negative is the fact that there's no new special features, but that's honestly a lot of 4Ks these days. So what are you gonna do? So I hope you guys enjoyed my 4K review of Speed. Please, in that comment section below, let me know what your thoughts are on Speed. Do you love it? Is it one of your favorite 90s action films? Let me know down below. Are you gonna pick up this 4K transfer? I will be leaving a link for purchase down below in the description as well. So guys, please like, comment, subscribe, turn on those bell notifications for all of those future videos, and we'll see you next time.